Hello and welcome to Happy Foot Sad Foot. I'm Darren Miller. Travis Helwig should be joining us in just a moment. He's just filing into the press box at BMO. That was another heartbreaker of a match that we just watched. We'll certainly take the point, but it seems like every game they find a new way to create the most frustrating to watch game they've played all year. A lot going on in the comments. Maybe get some of those up here before Travis comes in. This sums it up pretty well. From Tim Morgan, happy foot we didn't lose, sad foot we couldn't beat a team down one man for most of the second half. Yeah. Right about the 65th minute, it started to feel like, wait a second. Well, sure, we're putting some chances together, but what the hell's going on here? Why haven't we scored yet? And I think the answer is that we are incapable of it right now. What a sad one. Keep the comments coming. Travis will be here in just a minute. Feel free, if you're a friend of the foot, call into the show, join us on the show. If you're not a friend of the foot, we'll post the link shortly as well for anyone to join. We'll find a way to have a good time to make up for LAFC creating a lukewarm time. Whew. That was something. Jacob Contreras, I skipped my kid's soccer practice for this game. There was more excitement in that. That's so sad. That's so sad in the best way possible. Oh man. That is something. I think if you were listening to the Dave Denholm broadcast at home, his frustration is timed perfectly. Like right when he gets frustrated is like exactly the moment where it's like, yeah, what's going on? And you can start to feel it seep in before he says it out loud. It's kind of beautiful. Rancho, we need more hangover post-game streams. East Coast time zone makes this whack. I don't know how many people are going to agree with Rancho on that one, but we'll try. Travis, welcome to the show.
What's going on, everyone?
What's up, Darren? How you doing, Darren?
My friend Andrew Ford is here with us.
Andrew Ford, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Boy, love your T-shirt.
Beautiful.
He got it. I don't think a PK counts as a Bouanga blast. I think we got.
I would say it doesn't automatically, but the way he shot it, I think, was a Bouanga blast. I think.
Yeah, that shot was good. That's
a bullet into the top shelf is a Bouanga blast.
Yeah.
So we call it that.
Darren, what did I miss? Give us the summary.
What was that?
Give us the summary. What did we?
Oh, whoops! You got kicked off the stream. I was just about to say, now that we've gotten all possible happy foots out of the way with the Bouanga goal.
I will say, happy foot. We got a point. It wasn't the prettiest game. We should have won, as we should have won most of these games that we keep losing. But walking away with a point for the first time in a while makes me feel okay. I think the sad foot, the elephant in the room that we all want to talk about. Last game, we wanted to talk about Eric Duenas. This game, I think Mamadou Fall is the person everyone's going to want to talk about because, baby, Mamadou fell. Mamadou fell hard.
That's one on my list of a whole list of Mamadou Fall puns that I made that I wrote down for my sad foot. It's just a list of Mamadou Fall puns. We can get to that later if it
Mamadou
gets to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Mamadou, that was not on the list, but we'll add it now. Boy, yeah, it was not a pretty one. It reminded me kind of maybe the Atlanta match. Was that the one where we just kept putting chances up but couldn't figure out a way to score?
But at least Brad Guzan made a bunch of saves that game. I feel like we couldn't get on frame.
Yeah, that one was almost like a promising version of what this was, which is like this felt like the universe. We finally caught a break. Like the universe handed us a win on a silver platter and put it right in our laps, and we negotiated for a tie.
Yeah.
We were like, a win looks nice, but what about a tie? Huh?
Darren, did the players on LAFC look as gassed as they did on TV, as they did in person? Because they looked so tired.
I would say it took a little while for that to be clear on the broadcast. I think they probably were a lot more gassed, like not that long into the second half. And it became clear on the broadcast, I think, like maybe 70th minute.
Oh.
We saw it. We were talking about it about 6 minutes in.
Yeah.
They looked tired.
Yeah.
Maybe about 60 seconds in, Darren. They looked exhausted.
Oh, well, they almost gave up a goal like 5 seconds into the match.
Yeah. What happened in the first half? It was a little hard to follow at the game, but like the first half, we looked bad, right? We didn't look great.
Yeah. I think the PK definitely saved not only the match overall, but like the momentum and the vibe. It was a weird, like, treading water situation, it seemed like, from the get-go for us. Bogusz looked good as usual lately. Maybe that's relatively speaking counts as a happy foot for this game, because Bogusz is now fully just feeling like comfortable and good and dependable.
And it seems like people trust him.
Yeah, maybe that was part of the missing piece, was like he is trusting himself and everyone else is trusting him, and it's kind of like that's all cylinders for him. Obviously one of many pieces that need to be put in place. But yeah, the first half, I would say, didn't wasn't exciting in any particular way other than the PK. Wasn't super promising, but it was like, okay, we can pull this out now that we're going in tied.
On Apple TV, what did they say about that PK that they took away from us? Because I was standing there, it was a clear handball. Were they saying it was like unintentional or it hit a weird? Like, I feel like the handball rules change every fucking game. It was such an obvious handball in the box. What did they say on TV?
I'm trying to think about whether or not I switched over to Dave Denholm at the half. So I'm trying to think about that was in the first half, right?
Yeah.
I think it just was. I don't remember what they said, honestly. Yeah, I don't know,
because it was a very obvious handball from where we were sitting, and then they called the PK, and they pretty quickly overturned it. I mean, it obviously was an unintentional handball, but a lot of handballs that they call for PKs are unintentional.
I didn't know that they called the PK and then
in the stadium they called the PK.
Back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. No, I missed that. Yeah, the handball, like, there's a whole bunch of
and then there was the other
that seem to go a different way every time.
There was the other really long VAR when supposedly the power went out, like the lights flashed in the stadium.
Yeah.
One of the screens went down, and then I guess the VAR truck stopped working. But like in the stadium, all we knew is that they were checking. It seemed like they were checking if there was going to be a handball or a PK in the other box, right?
Yeah, I think at a certain point it became clear that call was like, I mean, obviously their coach got incredibly upset, but there was no way that was going to go their way. Like, that was just a pretty clear cut no call. So I don't know if maybe they ended up just giving up on VAR because they didn't have the footage or something, but like it would not have gone their way. So I don't know. Obviously they didn't want to get into a situation where after the fact it became clear that they totally fucked it up, but they just were fine.
Shout out to Uproar. I met Uproar today. That's not his real first name, but because he's known as Uproar, I won't be giving anyone his real first name. I met a bunch of really cool people. That's a happy foot. We met a bunch of new friends.
Everyone was so nice.
Yep. Andrew has come to many games with me, but this is your first of this season, right?
Yeah, I've been to some Angel City games, but this is my first LAFC game.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Well, all right. Joey's waiting here. Let's bring Joey onto the show.
Oh no! Don't bring on Joey.
Joey,
called in, Joey. Don't call in if you don't want to come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joey.
No.
Joey.
Enough.
What in the Mint Mobile is wrong with your fucking phone?
I kind of like.
Thanks for joining us, Joey. We'll see you again next time.
This is now. It's like I'm convinced that he's figured out ways to call
To do
in
it on
with
purpose?
bad service.
Yeah.
This is Joey's version of this is the Joey equivalent of the puke.
The
We're gonna have
Joey
to figure
one
that
bar.
out.
We call it the Joey one bar.
Well, thank you for trying to join us, Joey. LAFC Luke successfully
Luke,
joining us.
Are you holding? Is someone holding your phone?
Someone is holding my phone. Can you believe it?
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, no, I'm driving, y'all.
How you feeling?
That was bad. I'm not feeling
Wow.
great. Here's the thing. We're playing
Shocking take.
at home. We're playing at home against a team that's not great, and we're up a man for a third of it, and yet still don't manage to scratch out a goal anywhere in there.
Yeah. And there were chances, but none of the chances were so good that I'm feeling good about it, you know?
There was the one where Bouanga flashed it across goal. I couldn't tell who had missed what would have been a tap in on his foot. And then I think Buke was on the other end of it.
Yep.
Buke.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about Buke this game because obviously we're always pretty hard on him. And there was definitely at least one definitive Buke, but he also put a lot of solid chances together. Like he was very active this game in a way that he normally isn't. So I feel like it's almost a wash on him.
He actually looked pretty good.
It's hard to complain about him not being able to finish when nobody else could either.
Yes, I would say my happy foot, and I wouldn't normally want to give this to a sub, but I would give it to Ilie because when he came in, his ability to just settle the game, to collect the ball, to distribute. I mean, that man was just rocking it. And
I want to say this about Ilie. Andrew and I were walking from my car into the stadium. We had to walk by that player's entrance. There were kids waiting to get autographs, and he stopped and he talked to like 4 kids who were just hanging out. He stopped for a very long time, hung out with them. I mean, in his car still. But I'm like, that guy is a nice man. I love Ilie Sanchez.
He's genuinely nice. Absolutely. My sad foot, I hate to say it, Mamadou Fall.
Man, the guy we've been waiting for fucking weeks. He can't catch a break.
Look, he had some moments, but I was also reminded of why I got so frustrated with him on our back line because he rushes it over and over where he's like, I'm just going to pop this up. It's like, dude, just hold on to it for just a second. Stop just popping it up into the middle of the field.
He gets excited. Yeah. He's definitely got some rust, which is to be expected to some extent. I don't know if it should have been expected to the extent that it was there. Also, I think our need for this moment far outweighed what he could have ever possibly provided.
Right.
But he was actively bad today. Like he was beaten on the ball multiple times. He fell over multiple times. I mean, maybe he's just not used to our pitch being bad, but I don't know, he got crossed up and fell over a bunch. Maybe he shouldn't have been on Espinoza, but like I don't know.
I was going to ask that. What was that something we had any control over? Why was he matched up with Espinoza?
I think he was man marking Espinoza and just kept getting beat.
Yes.
He got beat bad.
But, I mean, yeah.
And like I said earlier, Mamadou fell.
The pitch was a mess, by the way. There was some concert there last weekend, and it was very apparent that it just was gotten mucked up.
Yeah, hopefully they can do something to it during Leagues Cup.
Yeah, it's becoming pretty consistent now where even when there's not some kind of other event, like they're either overwatering it or it just looks messed up for one of 5 different reasons every time they play there.
Heather has a real sad foot that I'm going to read, and it'll make everyone depressed. Biggest sad foot is how Chicho played in his first game back in MLS for RSL. Scored a goal in the first 22 minutes. I miss him. Such a big loss. All those tap-ins that we keep saying we're missing, there's a man who would not have missed them, and his name is Chicho Arango. We don't even have a Poku, who I will say after the game, most of the 32-52 had left. They played a video message from him to the fans. As I was setting up the computer, I filmed it. I'm going to try to post it for people who missed it. But hopefully, I mean, it was just him thanking everybody. He will be very missed. This is our first game, I think, since that announcement, or our first podcast since that announcement was made. Opoku didn't have the best season, but I think everyone has a really warm spot in their heart for such like a sweet man, and with like an incredible story of how he made it into this league, and then made himself worth that amount of money to us is truly wild. So he will be missed. That said, this season he wasn't missed that much. We look the same with or without him.
We scored just as many goals tonight as we would have with him.
Yeah.
I'm going to let y'all guys go, but I'm going to keep it up. Thanks.
We love you, Luke.
Thank you for joining us.
To whoever is holding your phone for keeping Luke safe. What's your husband's name?
Oh, I'm here. Brian.
We don't have to dox him.
Yeah, you can't see me, but I'm just gonna weigh in because one of you said that you've been waiting for weeks for fall. I have not. I've been dreading for weeks that fall is back, and he proved me right.
Well,
I'm sad about that.
I think the difference is you might be with the one who's actually remembered what he was like on the pitch.
Yeah.
I just remember him being tall and wearing a sombrero.
Oh, a defender, amazing.
Yeah, I did not have the rose-colored lenses upon his return.
Yeah.
Well,
this is right. This is proof number 4,000 that our listeners are smarter than us, and continue to be. But thanks for keeping Luke safe. We love both of you. Call back soon.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
Right. Thank you.
Andrew, you wanted to say something.
Darren.
Yes.
Do you want to know how many times I got on the Jumbotron, Darren?
Oh my God. I know about one.
3, Darren. 3.
Oh my God.
I was on the Oral-B Smile Cam. I was on
I did see that.
regular Jumbotron, and I was on regular Jumbotron a third time, and I winked at the crowd.
Oh my God.
Andrew,
I think that sets the
I think that's your happy foot, right?
That's my happy foot. And meeting the fans of the podcast. They were super nice, and that was fun. And Travis and I got some nice tacos out in the what do you call that area?
Christmas Tree Lane.
Christmas Tree Lane. We got some nice tacos out there. That was great. My sad foot was definitely the team's whole playing.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And the defense really, as a former defender, I thought, I was like, wow, they're doing such a bad job right now. And the falling, it did feel like the pitch was bad, though. The falling was crazy. Like, people were falling all the time.
I will say, for those of you who don't know, Andrew and I grew up together.
Oh, that's true.
And Andrew, I was the goalie, as I've mentioned. Andrew was my backup goalie.
Well, I was also the sweeper.
Well, I didn't know this.
I was the starting sweeper, and I was the backup goalie. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he would warm me up.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Isn't that nice, Darren?
Isn't that nice, Darren?
And look at all these years later. Look at this.
Yeah, he followed me out here to be my backup podcaster.
And I will fill in if Travis is hurt.
You guys can do mic drills to warm up. Is there like a speaker or something on? I feel like I'm hearing an echo of my voice.
You might be hearing yourself in our mic because we don't have headphones on. If that's
there we go. No, it's okay. You're just ruining the entire thing.
Oh,
anyway. No, it's all good. So I'm getting into some other notes here. I think that I've started to notice a pattern that I want to. I don't know if I've brought it up on the show before, but I've noticed, I think, almost every single game from like 63rd to like 77th minute, we'll say, like that middle section of the second half, we just coast. We never do shit. Whether it's a win or no matter what the situation is, there's just zero urgency. And then it gets into the 80th minute and everyone's like, oh, it's the 80th minute.
Yeah.
Like as if the entire second half didn't exist.
There's such a weird energy when they're trying to play urgently too at the end of the game, where they're always trying to play like very cleverly, and they're kicking it back and forth. And it's just like, at that point, we got to play direct. We haven't taken the chances that we had earlier. And we're trying to score magnificent goals. And then eventually someone tries it. after we've already had a couple of other opportunities. It's just been an incredibly frustrating 2 months to be a fan of this team.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a conscious philosophical thing against this, but I can't remember. There's so few times where people will put like a hard shot on goal in the off chance that there's a rebound. I feel like that works. I see that working for a lot of teams around the league. We don't seem to be trying it.
Yeah.
There's goal. I mean, most of the shots that I see from us on goal are like softies right to the keeper. They're not really even worth showing up on the stat sheet.
Yeah, and we've talked about it already. Bouanga is being sloppy with his shot selection, and he's being quite the bit of a ball hog at times when we need him now to distribute more because his shots aren't hitting the way that they used to. And I don't know. There were a couple of moments where I watched him again take really hard angle shots from the side because he scored one like that at the beginning of the season. And I love Denny Bouanga. He's the best player on our fucking team. But at the moment, he's not scoring goals. We need to try something different, everyone. And what we need to try is taking a few weeks off in the middle of July.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I feel like I say this every time we bring this up, but you're not wrong. But also, I just want this also stated. He did hand the ball off on a number of occasions tonight and to nowhere.
Yeah.
He did try to distribute more and it didn't work. And then he tried to shoot more and that also didn't work. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like, that's why I keep going back to like, it's not him, it's the lack of the 9. Because then that guy gets the ball.
We have to pray that somebody's coming in soon. We just there's no other option. Our offense isn't there. And Vela is playing well. He just can't score anymore and he can distribute beautifully. He brought a lot of good energy, but it's just like, we don't have goal scoring threats. And we got rid of one of our starting fucking forwards and we already couldn't score. This doesn't feel new or frustrating anymore. It's just how we're playing. It's just the team now. Rancho earlier said, are we, as the kids say, mid? And I would say at the moment, we're not even that. We are what the kids say, dog water. That's what we are.
That's not what the kids are saying,
That's
though.
awesome.
We don't know what the kids are saying.
The kids are saying dog water, Darren.
Do they say that?
I'm talking to kids all the time.
Andrew has caught me talking to kids,
and I'm
I
like,
say,
you can't
shut
do
up.
that. And he's like, I'm trying to pick up language for the podcast. And I'm like, okay, that's fine then.
I do have a happy foot, which is the weird slam poetry that San Jose put on their tifo to make fun of us losing the Champions.
What was that?
I don't know if you guys saw, but it was like, let me see if I have the photo, but it was like weird poetry.
It was a weird slam poetry thing on a do you call it a tifo or is that just a banner?
Just a banner.
That was like extremely poorly made. They decided to make an extremely poorly made banner to make fun of our tifos in general, not like a tifo.
Tifos lacking originality, which isn't true. Our tifos are pretty original compared to the league. Still laughing at your fatality, which is a joke about what the tifo was when we lost the Champions League final. That's fine. It is funny that we had fatality the day we lost the Champions League final. I understand why that's funny. Trying to rhyme it for no reason seems like really what they say in it. It's a writing term, but that's sweaty. That was a bit of a sweaty walk to get to fatality. You should have just had fatality.
Yeah, you didn't just rhyming as a literary device doesn't mean you actually accomplished something. It just means that you correctly accomplished the literary device. Like you didn't actually accomplish anything with the statement.
If you used less words, you could have made the letters bigger, easier to read.
I didn't like the typeface.
I didn't like the typeface.
I actually didn't like the typeface. It was weirdly like Nordic. It looked a little like it was like vaguely like Nazi. Or like like white supremacist, like
we're
Nordic.
Going right there.
That's what it felt like. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
It felt like.
Oh, I don't mean that as a criticism. I just mean like we're going right for it.
Oh, so you like white supremacist fonts, Darren? Is that what you're saying?
Hey,
I
Darren?
like all fonts equally. Okay, I don't discriminate.
Spoken like a true lover of the police that we all know you are. Darren loves the police.
Hashtag not all fonts, Travis. Not all fonts.
Darren's always texting me and being like, hey, are you going to that police fundraiser?
Mm-hmm.
I'm raising a lot of money. I really want to help them get more money.
Hey, we can go through this red light. I have one of those cards that you show
I
the
have
police.
a sticker that says like LAPD supporter.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It says
I do want to bring up
LAFC loves the police is what the back of his card says.
Yeah, I'm trying to make LAFC loving the police, I think. I do want to bring up a few. We flashed a few of these comments up visually, but I do want to mention there is some chatter, which I'm going to turn into something bigger than it probably is. But Ordaz as our solution to the 9, I like the idea. I think we should give him some more minutes so he can we can actually I don't think we've actually given him a chance to be a true slot on the in the lineup. I think we've just used him when he's needed. Mm-hmm. But he's only done well when he's gone in and shown that he has more heart and energy and hunger than most of the people out there.
And I bet he says dog water. Like he's young, and I think he says dog water.
And Travis has been texting.
I've been texting.
You can't do that, Travis. You can't be texting him.
No, it's a WhatsApp thing. It's encrypted. It's fine.
Okay, you're gonna have to write a song about it and play it on the ukulele.
I think that's a smart for the ukulele. Look, let's not get on this toxic gossip train that I text children all the time.
I hate that train. No one.
All right, Rancho's coming on the show. Welcome to the show, Rancho. It's been a long time.
What's up, guys? In bed with my cat.
Rancho and cat? Yeah. What's the cat's name?
Oat milk.
Oat milk?
Okay.
Oat milk. Yeah.
Okay.
Oat milk.
All right, Keone.
But yeah, my fiance is sleeping next to me. She's knocked out. But
wait,
I
what?
want to ask Travis a quick question.
Yeah.
Are we mid or not?
Yeah, that's what people are saying. That's what kids are saying. They're saying mid. They're saying dog water. They're saying. What's when something's good? What does a kid say when something's good?
Cracked.
Riz. They're saying Riz.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how Riz is used.
Cat water is good. Dog water is bad. Riz. We got Riz.
That's bad.
I think that they're saying foot water now, right?
Yeah, foot water. We should start selling that for the Patreon. I'll dunk my foot in water. Rancho, you're calling in while your girlfriend is asleep next to you?
Yeah. I cut the last 20 minutes. She's knocked out. She didn't make it. We're East Coast time, so.
Why did I think you were in? Were you in Hawaii one time, or is that somebody else?
I'm from Hawaii. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. But you're on the East Coast now.
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast now.
Okay.
Her and I met in Hawaii.
And what's your home address?
Yeah, I'm gonna dox myself right here. Exactly.
Do you have a happy foot or a sad foot or
20? I just cut the last 20 minutes, but I wish we could win something a little bit, just maybe something like that. But,
that'd be nice. That's an interesting thought. I wonder if the team's thought of that.
Maybe. Yeah. No, it'd be cool to see something like that happen. If just an idea.
I would at this point. I would settle for something like it.
Yeah, no. We should try it next week. We should try it. Give it a shot next week. Talk about it.
I mean, a tie, Darren, is kind of like a win.
Yeah,
it's kind of this. I would say until the last 15 minutes, this was very much like a win. It really felt like once the red card came, it was like, well, we're supposed to win now. We got handed a PK, which we didn't fully earn.
Yeah,
got the goal there.
We haven't scored off open play. I mean, I guess we scored. I mean, no, because the corner kick, we keep scoring off corner kicks and PKs. We can't fucking score, and it don't feel good to be a fan right now. I just want to point out some of these comments real quick. No cap, fire, gas. We got Rich rebuke. Just the type of stuff us kids say in my WhatsApp with that.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
All right,
we've definitely taken this to
it. Yeah, and hey, Darren, all fonts matter, right?
Thank you.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, all fonts matter.
You guys take care.
Dan, I'm glad your audience knows you like I know you do.
Oh no!
That's
Stop
awesome.
this! Stop this!
As someone who's known you for a long time, it's good to finally
I've
see
known
the
you
real
for like
you.
15 years, dude, and this is how you've been talking since day one.
I
Oh
would
my
like
God.
when Trump started running, you were like, finally.
Oh
Finally,
no!
a candidate for me.
My worst nightmare is this is gonna get to a place where people just start believing
People
it.
don't know. Yeah.
No, he's a good
Oh,
guy.
man.
Darren's a really good guy.
Felix
Stop it.
just said, is anyone else on the expo line that just lost power right now?
Is there a power thing?
What's
in this
going
area?
on?
There's
Yeah.
power- yeah, this is bad. We've definitely taken this to a place where my my list of Mamadou Fall puns is not going to go over well. So I'm going to
let's
skip
do
that.
it.
Okay.
Should we do it because it's not
wait.
going to go over well?
I want to say I didn't respond to your Dawes thing, which I think is a really smart point. I think if we don't bring someone in, especially soon, we should start Bouanga, Vela, and Ordaz in the center, and then give Bogusz like kind of an offensive midfield position and see what happens. Ordaz is playing better than Buke at the moment, and he has more heart than the majority of our team, and he also is young enough that he's not tired. Take him off LAFC 2. Let's see what he has. And like, I don't know, man. He's shown real flashes. Yes, he could have scored in El Trafico, but he's a kid. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Buke is a kid, but his expectations were higher, and we've given him a lot of fucking chances. I think it's time to see a different short white guy.
Buke isn't
That's true. Buke is not that short. Oh, Adam is also on the expo line. Adam and Felix,
Yes.
you guys can
Adam
hang
said
out.
he's trapped on the train. My God.
Adam said to say fire.
No,
I'm just
I don't
kidding.
think.
Just
Is
kidding.
he
He didn't say
saying
that.
that?
Wait, he did say he's trapped on the train. I thought,
Yes.
oh my God.
Oh yeah, he is.
Eating.
Now
People are
that
starting
part,
to eat each
that
other.
part's-
Okay.
that part's the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ordaz deserves like a more legitimate chance.
Why is Vela
And
playing so few minutes?
I would like to see Buke
He's
come
old.
in. I think Buke probably has a better shot at succeeding when he's not tired. So, like, throw him in the second half or something.
I think he's got a real good shot of winning in Croatia. Maybe like some
Yikes.
teams over there might want him.
Yikes.
Yeah, but Vela came in like with 19 minutes left.
Yeah. I mean, he
that
played.
feels short.
He played earlier. He played a lot at the Rose Bowl,
Oh,
and
okay.
he's been old and tired. Like he's just like, it's the end of a long run of him playing.
Yeah.
He did play well when he came. I think he played well today.
We did lose. I felt like we lost some momentum. Someone commented this, but we lost some momentum with shooting opportunities when he came in. But I did think that he is able to find space with his passes that many of our players have failed to find. All of our touches are bad. It seems like anytime anyone is about to touch the ball, they start being like, they get in their heads and they're like, I can't be the one that mess up this time. And they either touch too many times or they have a heavy foot. Like our passing is just weak. It just seems like our legs are fucking dead.
Yeah. And then we kind of, once that's established, we start running out of ideas. We're like, well, I guess I could, what should I do? I don't know. And then we just lose. There were so many times where it was like, there was a few times where San Jose, I was about to call them the Earthquakes. And then in my head, I was like, I just can't say that out loud. The Earthquakes. Sorry. It's just the dumbest name for a soccer team. There were a couple times where they had like legitimate chances shorthanded toward the end of the match. And then I realized a counterattack was like the only way we could actually get numbers, even though we were a man up, because they always had everybody back. But then we had no energy to attack. So like we would get the ball, 3 of their guys were still over at our goal, and then we couldn't muster enough people to actually put a counterattack together. So that was very frustrating to watch. Because that felt like, oh, actually, this could be a good chance, and then it wasn't.
Does this feel like a good opportunity to wrap it up? I mean, we hit 35. I feel like we got. Is there anything else?
We've been watching the clock.
I'm like,
is this enough for you people?
Well, I'm like, there wasn't a lot to talk about. We fucked up our opportunities. We looked shitty.
Should have won.
There was maybe like 10 minutes after the red card where we looked good, and then maybe 5 minutes right before the end of the game. But I don't know, man. Something has to change. This is just who we are. And there's a real chance I know we had a really good start to the season, but if we continue to play like this, there is a chance we fall out of playoff contention. And I'm not, I know I'm thinking down the line, but if you look at how close the playoffs are, we are not that many points now on either side of it. We could turn it around and win the West, but we also could fall to 8th and 9th or even 10th. So just something to keep on our radar that we're not even sure to make the playoffs. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run through these Mamadou Fall punts because we got nothing left at this point.
Wow, I thought he was
we're gonna go for it. Well, Mamadou Fall was on the list, and Travis, you tweeted that out from the account, which you should get credit for because it's easily the best one on this list. So I'm glad that's what went out. So here's a few more stinkers. Mama does fall. Mamadou falls upon request. Mamadou fall twice. Mamadou fell. We said Mamadou winter. And Mbacke 6 feet from the ball. That's what I had.
I want to call out John Wolf, who was with Adam Conover. This one is harder to see, not in text, but it was embarrassing. You know how his name is MB?
Yeah.
It was embarrassing. So if the New York Post cared about LAFC, I feel like that would be a good.
Perfect. That's a perfect New York Post one. Yeah.
Why doesn't the New York paper put LAFC on
the back page?
That's so weird.
That doesn't make sense to me. Huh.
Why is there no New York Post of LA?
Uproar brings up a good point. Speaking of mascots, did Q watch the match at Darren's place? I know that the Earthquakes mascot Q and Darren share a lot of the same beliefs.
I am kind of half obsessed with Q, the mascot. I love this mascot. The weirdest mascot in the league, I think.
He's just the blue guy whose name also is one of the most dangerous conspiracy theories of the last decade.
Yep.
Yeah, but he pre-existed the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, of course. But it is funny that he is, we found Q.
That's funny. But he was funny before that. Like his backstory is ridiculous. It's a human. Like,
right. He was trapped in an earthquake, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like someone who was like wandering around after an earthquake and was wandering around at their stadium.
Wait a minute.
It's like an unhoused person, right?
Yeah. I look it up on Wikipedia, guys. It's insane. Yes.
He's like carrying that one document, that one box you're supposed to have of all your important documents. Just like,
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Q's here.
Also,
MG, wait, let's call. What was that? Shooting 2 for 7 on puns?
Yeah, they didn't like the puns, Darren.
That's better than my own assessment of that list.
I don't know. I thought you did a good job.
Does that include? Does that include Mamadou Fall?
If they had scored twice today, they would have won. So 2 for 7 is not bad.
That's true. 2 for 7 is much better than their percentage of goals to shots on goal. So I'll take it. We play St. Louis next. That's good.
Yeah,
no
LAFC Let's Go brings us a nice optimistic place to end on, which is I think if we get lucky and beat St. Louis, we might get momentum back on our side. St. Louis has had an incredible season. I think they're not as good on the road. They've had a bit of a rougher stretch lately. And Jeffrey Steck, who was in our chat, is from St. Louis. He said they don't usually win on Wednesdays, but I don't have faith that we can win on Wednesdays either. So we'll see what happens this Wednesday.
Well, we don't usually win on Wednesdays we don't usually win on Wednesdays or Saturdays or Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. So
we don't usually win when day is in the name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when there's a match being played. Well,
this
that about does it.
Look, if you made it this far, you enjoy listening, please give us a thumbs up, a subscribe on YouTube. If you want to help us keep making this, you can go to patreon.com/happyfootsadfoot. I think we have 16 scarves left for Patreon subscribers if people want them.
That's a limited edition item, my friend.
Yeah, we're almost out. We made 50 of them, so we're almost done. And then we got other merch for non-Patreon people at happyfootsadfootpod.com, which is also where you could subscribe to this podcast. And for everyone who came up and said hello to me and Andrew today, thank you so much. It's always so nice to meet everyone in person. So please, if you see me and you want to say hello, or if you see Darren and you want to say hello, don't hesitate. We're always happy.
Especially if you're a cop.
Darren loves saying hello to them. He pulls over to talk to them.
People
Especially
don't understand.
Please
People
pull
don't.
me over. I'd love to have a conversation with you.
Especially if you're a boy in blue, which is coincidentally, literally
Q.
what Q is.
Blue Lives Matter, meaning specifically Q.
When I say Blue Lives Matter, you're gonna think it's about cops. This is all just a misunderstanding. I just mean this one blue person.
Blue
The
Lives
only one that
Matter.
exists.
Darren just is happy that guy didn't die in an earthquake. That's all he's saying.
Yeah. What do you want? People to die in an earthquake?
Officer,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your service.
Much.
Thank
Oh
you.
You work so hard.
Anyway,
Up the foot, up the fetish. Friends of the foot, thank you everybody for subscribing and listening. We love you. We'll be back post game on Wednesday, 10 minutes after the final whistle. And we're going to have a podcast out, I believe, Wednesday morning. That's a preview for both games this week. We have a special interview coming Tuesday. So we're not going to be able to get the podcast out until Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. So if you're looking for a preview for this week, it'll either be Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, but we'll get it up before St. Louis. And we're going to have a very special interview if all goes according to plan, which I already told you who it is. So, but you'll have to go back.
But don't say it now because you got to listen to 2 episodes to find out.
The captain of the LAPD.
I'll throw out real
Jose Villanueva.
Real quick, I'll throw out one last sad foot, which is that our first game.
I don't know.
Our first game missing Vince LaRosa tonight. We don't have to get into all that, but I do want to say thank you to Vince for everything thus far, being on our show. Hashtag hire Vince.
Yeah,
it's back on.
It was weird to go to the press box and not see you, Vince. We love you, and
we love you.
You'll be back in LA sports media soon.
If enough people become a friend of the foot, join the Patreon, and we'll hire Vince before anyone else can. If we can beat everyone else to it,
we're gonna need to add some tiers. If we're gonna start hiring employees, if you guys want to do more than $5 a month, that would be helpful. Hiring.
But that would be a dream. That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
Abel Castillo says, "Fuck LAPD, fuck LASD, and they gangs." Abel, you know me and Andrew agree with you. Darren,
come on.
You want to sign off the podcast?
God, I wish Darren would come for our side, but he won't because he's been like this since day one. I love you, Darren.
Oh my God, guys, this is awful.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right.
Whoa, fireworks!
Fireworks!
Oh, fireworks! Wow.
Loud fireworks.
Sanctioned?
Okay. Goodbye.
I love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.